Hello guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am Billy Kisia, alias Bill Clinton Arts of BK Arts, and today I want to take you through the behind the scenes of one of my most meaningful creations, Mighty Allure II. So this painting is more than just a portrait. It's a conversation about beauty, strength, and identity. So over the next few minutes, I'll share with you my inspiration, my process, and the hidden meanings woven into every brushstroke. So the title is Mighty Allure. It comes from the idea that true beauty isn't just about appearance, it's about presence. I wanted to capture the quiet yet undeniable magnetism to an African woman who carries herself with grace and power. Her natural hairstyle with a bold afro because a symbol of pride and authenticity. The hibiscus flowers, which will be revealed later, represent a vitality of femininity, each petal reminding us of beauty that can bloom in any environment. So I was inspired by the fact that the women I see every day, the mothers, sisters, leaders, who balance strength with tenderness and tradition with modernity. So when you look closely, you will notice I painted her skin in grayscale. Yeah, that is very, very intentional. And given the fact that it is a continuation, it is the second part of the previous Mighty Allure. The previous one, you can watch, the link is in the description. So while leaving the flowers and leaves and clothing in vibrant colors, so that was very intentional. The skin was supposed to be in grayscale, and the other ones were in color and some color patches. So this wasn't just an aesthetic choice, it's a statement. The grayscale speaks to timelessness, as if she could be from any era. Yet the color highlights remind us that she is rooted in the present moment. The beads on her wrist and around her neck are not random. They are inspired by traditional African beadwork, which often carries meaning, status, and stories within each pattern. Her yellow fabric contrasts against the cool background, creating a visual dialogue between warmth and calm. Even the position of her hand touching her lips was intentional. It invites you to the wonder. Is she in deep thought? Is she about to speak? Or is she holding back to a secret? That misery is part of the allure that I wanted to capture. Okay. So this painting took me, it was about a whole let me say it's about 15 to 18 hours. That's 18 hours to complete. I started first with the pencil sketch to map the compositions, then blocked in the larger areas of color. The most challenging part was the air, and I wanted the afro to feel full, textured, and alive. And I layered tiny strokes of different grays and whites to achieve the depth. So the flowers come next, each petal painted with careful attention to the light source, and they would feel like they are glowing against the background. The beads were almost meditative to paint, each tiny detail reminding me of the cultural richness they represent. So for me, Mighty Allure II isn't just a painting, it's a mirror of values that I hold dear: confidence, authenticity, and pride in one's roots. Every time I look at her, I'm reminded of the power of presence that we don't always have to shout to be heard. Sometimes our aura speaks out for us. So when I painted the Mighty Allure one, my goal was to capture the raw strength and bold presence of the African woman. She stood as a symbol of identity, pride, and inner power. That painting was about just declaring, we are here, we are mighty. But as time passed, I felt that it was more to say the strength isn't only about boldness. It can also be quiet, mysterious, and alluring. And that's how Mighty Allure Part 2 was born, as a softer yet equally powerful continuation of that story. So in this Mighty Allure 2, just an exploration of another side of beauty and power. Instead of the loud declarations, this one is more intimate, also almost like a whisper that still commands attention. So you can see the hibiscus flowers represent femininity, while the grayscale skin tone symbolize timelessness. She could come from any generation, yet the bursts of color, her lips, her beads, the yellow fabric rooted her family in the present. So the Mighty Allure I majorly was about just identity, strength, and this too was all about the presence as power, the magnetic allure that draws you without saying a word. Okay, so the grayscale body against the bright background was intentional, and I wanted to focus on the aura and expression rather than just her features. The beads reference cultural heritage, while her hand resting near her lips adds an element of mystery. Is she about to speak, or is just using the silence as power? What really connects the two artworks is the idea that beauty is multidimensional. Mighty Allure isn't just one thing. It evolves, it shifts, and takes new meanings depending on the moment, right? So when you see Mighty Allure, this Mighty Allure Part 2, I want you to think of not only just, don't think of it not just as a portrait, but as a part of a conversation that started with the Mighty Allure I. Together, they speak strength, beauty, and presence in all their forms. I'd love to know which resonates with you more, and the bold strength of the first, and the quiet allure of the second. Share your thoughts in the comments below. And also, if you'd like to own a piece of this series, whether as prints or as originals, check the link in the description below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this to someone who appreciates art and tells a story. Thank you for being part of this journey with me. Cheers.